Yo, what's up, Internet? My name is Anthony, and today we're continuing how the Raiders were built. In 2015, the Raiders went 7-9 and look to be on the way up. Let's look at the improvements that happened in the 2016 season. Here, you see our offense. The pieces were pretty much already in place. The offensive line was pretty solid, and there were weapons for Derek Carr. Crabtree had taken the role of the number one receiver in 2015, with dynamic rookie Amari Cooper adjusting to life as a pro. Most importantly, Derek Carr took a step up from his rookie year, with his arrow pointing up. Then, a minor change happened at wide receiver. Rod Streater was never able to build on a promising start to his career and left as a free agent. In his place was former practice squad member Seth Roberts. Roberts is an excellent blocker and has a flair for dramatic catches. However, he has struggled with drops and doesn't fit the ideal mold of a slot receiver. He's pretty big at 6'2", but the bigger concern is the consistency of his hands. The Raiders' offensive line was solid, but Reggie McKenzie signed Kelechi Osemele to take the line to the next level. Despite excellent play at left guard, Gabe Jackson slid over to right guard, and that spot turned out pretty well for him. Osemele stepped in at left guard and became an all-pro. He dominated and pancaked defenders all season, opening up big holes. With this defense, the Raiders tore up the league. The offensive line is probably the second best group behind Dallas. The only spot that's a question mark is right tackle, and Howard has been a solid average starter throughout his time as a Raider. This group finished 6th in offense and could score with anybody. The defense was another story, particularly in the secondary. They gave up lots of big plays, and Reggie McKenzie looked for ways to improve the defense in the offseason, starting by releasing Curtis Lofton, who performed horribly as a Raider. Replacing Lofton was former 5th-round pick Ben Heaney. He is tough and tries hard, but just isn't big or physical enough to man the middle. It was clear early in the season that something must be done to address the middle linebacker position. Next, veteran leader Justin Tuck retired. He had a good one with the Raiders and was replaced by Bruce Irvin. Irvin has been an excellent complement to Mack in his first year. He claims to be the Robin to Mack's Batman. Mack is the best piece on defense, but Irvin is no slouch. He was by far the second best pass rusher and had a knack for stripping the ball along with his sacks. As for upgrading the secondary, the Raiders signed Sean Smith to a big contract to help shore up the secondary. Sadly, he wasn't very good. He got burned early and often, particularly in weeks 1 and 2 against the Saints and the Falcons. Now, he did play a little better after that, but certainly not well enough to warrant his big paycheck. Smith needs to improve in his second year of the system to earn that big contract he got. Next up, future Hall of Famer and Raiders legend Charles Woodson retired. It was a sad day for me personally because he was my favorite player growing up. Attempting to replace Woodson, Reggie McKenzie signed Reggie Nelson. Nelson has a knack for being around the ball and creating turnovers, but was routinely beat and slow-footed. He is a veteran and the leader of the locker room, but must perform better on a consistent basis. That being said, his ability to make game-changing plays can't be discounted. The next change was a disappointing one. After a good first year on the team, Dan Williams showed up to camp out of shape and never recovered. Justin Ellis started in his place. Ellis is a solid player, but he doesn't have a very high ceiling and doesn't provide very much pass rush. Ellis and Williams would rotate in at defensive tackle, but neither performed as well as they did the year before. Then, in the draft, McKenzie looked to upgrade the safeties by selecting Carl Joseph. A fun fact about Joseph as a rookie is that the pass defense ranked first with him on the field, but last with him off. It might have had something to do with the opponents they were playing, but it's something that can't be ignored. Sadly, after a pretty impressive start to his rookie year, Joseph was hampered by a toe injury. Hopefully, Joseph continues to build on his rookie year and stops the big plays. In the second round, the Raiders selected Jihad Ward. Ward has a high ceiling, but was very raw and wasn't supposed to be on the field much as a rookie. Mario Edwards Jr. got hurt in the preseason, and Ward needed to step in and play much more than expected. The problem was, he was horrible. There were times he would play almost all the snaps and not record any stats outside of a few tackles. In his second year, Ward should improve and hopefully show some signs of promise. After playing the first few games with Ben Heaney at middle linebacker, it was clear he was not the answer. McKenzie signed Perry Riley Jr. off the street, and it was immediately clear how much more of an upgrade he was. Riley wasn't amazing, but he's a veteran and provided stability on the defense. It's amazing how well average looked. The defense as a whole was really bad. They did step up when needed though by stopping potential game-winning drives. Overall, they bled yardage and points, and the offense had to win by shootouts every week. If the Raiders are going to take the next step in becoming Super Bowl contenders, this defense needs to improve fast. And there you guys have it. The Raiders ended their playoff drought and finished at 12-4. In order for this team to take the next step and become a true Super Bowl contender, this defense needs to step up. Thanks for watching, everyone.